Let me put my hoodie on. I don't want everybody to see my work shirt.
Oh well, we're live, baby. We live, baby.
Mm.
We live. Okay, hey guys, this is Candace, and welcome to my round table. So this evening we're going to be discussing dating in 2018. Some of the woes with that. I have my cousin Tribune. Say what's up, Tribune.
What's up, everybody?
And then I have my bestie boo, Gary Bear. Well, Gary.
Howdy, how you doing?
And we're gonna discuss some woes with dating in 2018. Okay, guys, ready?
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Gary, you're a male. What do you think are some woes that we have with dating in 2018?
You said, what do I think of the roles?
No, not roles, woes. Like how there's no
Woes.
such thing as you know, titles anymore. How do you feel about that? You know how we don't have titles anymore? It's just like we in this thing, but we not in this thing.
Well, I have um, born in 1985, so I'm not like 1960s, 1950s, so I can't speak on that generation. But I feel like dating in itself hasn't changed much. I think there have been changings, but what happens in dating that didn't change is not like revolutionary. It's still the same thing. You like a girl or a guy, you try to get their attention, and I think technology is one of the biggest things that changed because it's not we're not writing letters to each other anymore. We send a text. We're not we're not going on dates. We Netflixing and chilling because we got movies at the house.
That's
You got
big.
fire sticks. You got all that. But I think I have to imagine that back in the day, and whatever back in the day means to whoever, they were still friends with benefits. I can't imagine. I'm sure back in the 60s and 50s and 40s, people were still cheating. People still had friends with benefits. They just didn't call it that. They just had a different name, maybe. But I think dating in itself, I think, well, one thing that, like I said, technology, everything is so instant. You don't have to mail a picture in the mail. You don't have to go get it developed at the development. You can just send it on your phone. You don't have to send a letter in the mail. Everything is instant. And I think that makes us want that instant gratification. And I think that's probably what changed most things. Is that instant gratification, and we want everything fast. And I think we also have a short attention span. Days of Vine and 8-second videos and 30 second. We don't have our attention span. It's just not long anymore. I think that happens to trickle down to relationships, just like it trickles down to everything else. If you go on a line, if you go to a grocery store or a drive-through, if you sit there 3 minutes, 3 minutes ain't a long time, but and you're gonna feel like you're there for an hour. And I think that's just our society. Everything is sped up. But dating in itself, I don't think it's changed much. It's just the technology that we have has changed us. So I guess it in turn has changed dating.
Okay, I agree with you. What do you think, Trevon?
Uh, I pretty much agree with that. I definitely agree that that the friends of benefits and the cheating and things like that stuff's been going on for generations and stuff. I I would say the one difference may be that as the cultural norms has shifted and changed,
Mm-hmm.
especially like in the '60s with the sexual revolution and everything. I would say the pressure to keep up a certain type of cultural code.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I would say that's relaxed things and made things a little different, I guess, as far as like how we engage dating. So now the pressure to get married doesn't exist as much as it used to. Um, Being friends with benefits is actually, I would say, it's more acceptable. I would say in our society. Back in the '40s, '50s, and '60s, it might have been more frowned upon culturally. Now it's actually in some senses it's celebrated. I mean, when you have SZA making a song talking about, you know, she's the girl, you know, on the weekend, you know, yeah. So like
Yeah.
that gives you like a little bit of a snapshot of kind of where we are, you know, culturally, as far as like what we as a society
I like this
kind of embrace. But I would say, in agreement with Gary, technology has definitely it's increased and our accessibility to these things. You know, like you said, we no longer have to just we don't have to write somebody a letter or you know or call them long distance. I mean, we can, like you say, you can send somebody a picture. You can take a selfie and send it to them, you know, in a matter of minutes. And so the dating playing field is definitely technology has definitely reoriented the approach and how people interact with each other.
Yeah, I think it's changed courtship. Courtship it's not this romantic thing like it was, I would imagine. Well, even when I was a kid, you know, when you had to court somebody, you had to sit there and write a page letter and you had to fold it in all these different ways. Hard. It's just the courtship is not, it's not the same. But go ahead, I'm sorry.
Check out my origami skills. No,
but now you all good though. But yeah, I would definitely I agree. I mean, it's definitely changed the landscape, you know, of dating. I would say that, you know, that when it comes to dating, I still believe that I believe that having the same values, I think that made, you know, getting into meaningful relationships or even with courtship and things of that nature. I would say that I think those things kind of transcend time in general and transcend the different generations. I think there's still I think people are, you know, who are serious about getting into relationships, I think they're still looking for the same things. They're looking for commitment. They're looking for you know, someone who's reliable, who's trustworthy, who is going to be exclusive to them. For the most part, like I said, now, you know, like I said, you know, we do have a, you know, a growing culture of individuals who are, you know, they're happy with being, you know, unexclusive, that, you know, and being able to kind of, I guess, play the field. And it's not just, and yeah, absolutely. Like you have a swingers culture that's seems to be burgeoning. I mean, you know, you see documentaries and stuff on that nowadays. And I even heard a podcast a few months ago where they interviewed a couple of individuals who are actually involved in swingers culture down in Atlanta. And these were black folks. These weren't even white people. These were black folks.
Do you think that it is a growing culture, or is it a culture that can easily connect to each other now since we have technology? Because, I mean, you think about back in the 50s, let's say you and your wife and y'all had maybe a friend that was into swinging, but you couldn't connect to networks of people like you can now instantly and globally. And in your city, statewide, you can do it so easily now where you can meet up in different cities. Where in the 50s, what, you gonna send them a letter? You gonna call them on their landline? You know? and maybe
operator, link me up with that one couple.
right. So I don't know if and it could be growing just because people know more about it. Sometimes when you when you sprinkle those thoughts in people's mind, they're like, I didn't think about it. And I think it all goes back to technology, really, just making things more accessible. You can Google anything. You're like, I didn't know I'd be interested in. I think one thing about just, and this is kind of a silly one, but I didn't have sushi until I was like 23. And I was like, I don't want no sushi, you know. And I was just like, I don't want it. And then someone introduced me to it, and I love sushi now. And I think that's one of the things where if you don't know about something, then you're like, I didn't know people did. I didn't know this thing existed. But then when someone shows it to you, you're like, and it kind of turns that light bulb on. I think that technology is just that light bulb, a never-ending source of light bulbs. And I think, like you said, it's technology. But like you said, it is a growing thing. And I don't know if it's just growing because it's growing or it's growing because we know about it.
I definitely would agree. I think because of technology allowing more exposure to it, I think that would the growth that is there. I would definitely say that it is playing into the fact that technology is allowing people to be more exposed to their already existing culture. Because, like you said, I mean, swingers have been around for decades, centuries.
Sure.
Yeah. And so yeah, and the fact that because of cultural mores and then that also with the fact that, like you said, it was not as easily accessible to find those networks of people like that. It was very, very hush hush. It's like strictly word of mouth and yeah. So that stuff it only happened in the most clandestine of circles. And so now with the internet and those things being explored, and then also now with people wanting to actually do documentaries on it and do editorials on it,
and that goes back to what you said about the cultural norms. It's not hush hush. It's not taboo. This is just how I live, and we live in a world where we don't judge anybody based on where they live, how they live anymore. It's not. I can't believe you would do that. It's not. I was like, well, hey, that's how you live. I can't judge you.
Yeah. So I'm going to interject here. I agree with both of y'all wholeheartedly. And with that being said about, not judging people and how they live, I think that's caused us to become, no, you shouldn't judge, but I feel like there should be a certain standard, because I feel like with anything that you do, you have to have some type of order. You can't just be, whatever. And when it comes to like dating in this day and age, we don't have any standards. It's just like whatever. And like, honestly, I had this conversation like maybe a month ago when we were like, oh, well, when I start talking to somebody or get in a relationship, whatever that is at this point in time in life, like as a woman, I'm supposed to be okay. And I'm supposed to know for a fact, oh, the person I'm with is going to cheat on me. Like that's a given. Like that comes with the territory. That that person that you are entertaining or you trying to build a future with is going to cheat on you. Like that's the norm. Like you're supposed to be accepting of this. Like it's okay. Like it blows my mind. And then on top of that, like you said, courtship. They don't court anymore. What's courting? Yeah. What's taking you out? What's doing something for you? As a woman, as a woman, like I feel like you're supposed to ask me out on a date. I like to go out. It doesn't have to be anything major. That doesn't mean that you got to make it rain from the ceiling. But like, hey, you want to go to Waffle House? I like Waffle House. I'll take Waffle House. Or think of something else. Like, let's go to the park. Let's go on a walk in the park. It has a nice little pond here. It's free. It's $3.99. I'll take it. I want you to show me that you think that much of me to put something together versus I'm about to come over your house and we're about to lay up on Netflix and chill. I'm about to eat up your food. And really, is this what you really want from me? I feel like we live in a day and age where you don't have to put forth effort, and technology has brought that to the table. Like it's just here. If you're not going to accept it, I'm on DM Sally Sue over here. She's gonna go for it.
Yeah.
So it's like slim pickings out here, like we just grasping. I feel like sometimes I feel like Oscar the Grouch. Like I get all the trashy mid-trashers, and I'm supposed to just accept this. Like, hello, my name is Oscar. Throw all the trash my way. I'm here. That's what I feel like. So I just feel like it's the stuff that. And there's nothing wrong with, I feel like, exploring your options. Don't get it twisted, because I'm not saying, oh, you got to be a nun and you should be with this one person only. And no, there's nothing wrong with exploring your options, but make that known and, like, set the standard. Because a lot of people like to bamboozle you into something. Like, I might be with that. I might be with the fact that, okay, you and I are connected on a physical level, but as far as talking to other people, we're doing that. So like, don't cheat me out of my opportunity to say this is what I want or I'm open to this. Like, don't trick me. We're all grown. We know what it is. So let's make it easy for the both of us. What you trying to do?
I think what thing you said twice was you said you have to have some kind of order, some kind of standard, and then you said again you have to set the standard. I think that's what in a relationship, and a relationship isn't a relationship, girlfriend, boyfriend, just me and you. A relationship, it's setting the standard and letting your standard and expectations be known. I think that comes on an individual level. Some people think, well, it's acceptable to call you or text you at 1 a.m., 2 a.m. And you have to set that standard up front of what's acceptable to you and what's not. And I think that just goes with any kind of relationship, worker, boss, girlfriend, friends, anybody, brother, sister. You have to have your standards set. And people have to know about your standards, because they don't know your standard and they're just going to do whatever they want.
You're right. Be out here all willy-nilly, just freestyling, style freeing.
Right.
Yeah.
Living their life on the edge. Hey, it's cool though. I live my edge. I'm pretty sure my guardian angel right now, like, can I get a new one? Can you reassign me? She be out of control. She be wilding. I told her not to do it. I specifically set her down and said, don't do it. And she was like, okay. And she got up and she did it. But with that being, just being honest, with that being said, I want to thank you guys for coming to my roundtable. I really do appreciate it. You guys were awesome, fantastic. I enjoyed your point of views. To everyone that tuned in, make sure you leave comments in my comment section, what you feel, how you feel, and I'll get back at you guys. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Peace.
Thanks, Candace.
Peace,
Later.
guys.